So what we're gonna do now is you guys are gonna talk some more about. I saw car haulers go when you were talking about Ken when you were giving advice to car haulers as far as techniques and way to build business. This is what Ty talks about all the time, and you can confirm if you already said one. If you're a car hauler and you're at an auction, put a business card under the windshield wipers of every car.
Yeah, absolutely.
What's advice piece number two?
You know, I think so many people today have lost the. Well, okay, so let me back up. So the two guys that I work with, early 30s, I'm almost pushing 50. I still got to touch, feel, and talk to people. Okay, touch in a good way. But you know, I have to be.
Oh my God!
Yeah, I said that, and I was like, great. But you know, just and you know, some guys may not be comfortable with this. Just go up and introduce yourself.
Yeah.
And you know, and just stick it out there and say, hey, I'm Sam with Sam's Trucking, and I haul cars, and I want to head back toward Tulsa. You got anything? Well, Sam, I do. You know, but well, that personal.
And so here's a good question. In that moment, right? It's kind of like you're on a date and you're like, you know, staring at the ground, and am I going to ask her to dance? Right. What's a good way to do this?
Well, first of all, if I'm in the lane, I'm in the zone, you know, not like LeBron James, but, you know, I mean, I'm trying to focus on getting the right inventory, not paying too much, making sure the Taurus 500 doesn't have a massive rust out fender on the passenger side. I never looked at. That's a true story. I'll tell you that another time. You know, if I were a guy looking to pick up some loads, I would really just somehow I would wear a T-shirt that says "I haul freight. Stop me and ask," you know, or "I haul cars. Stop and ask," you know. And then that's a great way, because I'll tell you, if at that particular point in time, and I would probably, that would something in my head to say, I gotta go find that guy that had that shirt on that says he hauls cars.
I was just gonna say, maybe like, okay, so like, how about we've talked, because Ty talks about that. Well, you don't have to wear a suit or nothing crazy.
Oh gosh, no.
Yeah, so you're wearing you got your, even like, here we go, auto transport intel, and then if on the back it said I haul cars.
Yeah,
I'm Jay.
Right.
Whatever. Right. And plus maybe wear a hat that, you know, might say I'm a car hauler. Yeah. Right. And you have business cards. Is that okay? I mean, would people think that's weird? Am I going to get kicked out of the auction?
No, I think that's, I think those guys are going to be totally okay with that.
So the question is, how do you get into the auction? Right.
Well, you know, that was, I would think, I don't know. You got the drop lot, right?
So right, transporter's lot.
Right. So you got the drop lot. And you can go in there at some point, but do you have to have a gate pass to get beyond that drop lot?
You do if it's Manheim, PA.
Do you?
Yeah.
You can go really, there's got to be a way around that.
True story, right? True story.
That was one of our first experiences.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I mean, that's the thing is, because they had a lot of theft, and they were kicking everybody out, and, you know, I mean... Well, shucks.
What I tell guys is I say, you know, and it goes back to what Ken's saying. If you know, Ken and I mean, if I didn't know how to get into an auction, and Ken and I were friends, Ken, I can go with you to the auction. You can get me a guest badge, right?
Yep. Right.
And I can go inside the auction. So I tell guys, look, go meet a car guy.
Yeah.
Everybody knows a car guy. There is nobody who does not know a car guy. And I talk to guys all the time. I'm like, hey, do you know anybody who sells cars? No. Really? Well, when was the last time you bought a car? Who did you buy it from?
Yeah.
You know, everybody knows a car guy. I'm sorry. It's like everybody is related to a truck driver. I mean, think about it. You know, my Uncle Bill is a truck driver.
Yeah.
Everybody knows somebody. So I tell guys, look, if you can't get in the back gate, and different auctions are different. I mean, Kansas City, I've been up here so long, everybody knows me. but you're exactly right. You can go in the back gate, blend in. Don't be a jerk. Be respectful.
Right.
You know, I'm here. If you're not supposed to be here, somebody will tell you and just leave.
Yeah.
But you know, and I've told a lot of guys, call the auction, tell them you're a transport guy and you want to come to the auction, hang out with one of your dealers. What do you need?
Yeah.
And they'll tell you. So one of the things, Ken, like you and I talk a lot, we talk a lot about rates and different things like that. So on your end, from the dealer perspective, tell us, you know, some of the considerations you have when you're talking about trying to negotiate a rate. Because the guys I talk to are always so scared to death. How do I make a rate? What is a rate?
Yeah. You know, first of all, and I'll leave all this, you know, totally confidential, but I had an unfortunate experience. So really, this sounds bad. I don't care what I pay to get a car out of the auction to me, but I do. I want to get it out quickly because things can happen. The longer a vehicle sits at the auction yard, the greater potential of some type of vandalism or something like that can take place. So when I, you know, want to get something moved, I do take the rate in consideration, but I want the service more than anything, because in this one scenario, that cost me about $5,000. So it's pretty insignificant. The rate is pretty insignificant compared to the liability.
Right. So and this is what I try to explain, guys. So when you buy a car, you want it at home. Why?
Well, first of all, because the clock's ticking, you know.
Oh, okay, let's stop right there. Let's talk about that clock. What is it?
Sure. So once that check hits, the bank fees are already starting. You know, your interest is accumulating. You've already, you know, that car when it gets here has got to go out to the PDR guy. You're already making a schedule to get it in there because time is money and you want to turn it really quick. So, you know, at the end of the day, you don't want to wait a week or two to get one down. Secondly, let's say you buy it online and you don't have an opportunity to look at it prior to the purchase, and you do a post-sale inspection. You pay for a 7-day and you don't get the car for 10 days. Well, you just wasted the money on your 7-day post-sale inspection. And then guess what? It's got a bad rear end.
Right. So here's the way to take when I'm coaching these guys. When a dealer buys a car, he wants it home for a reason. The clock's ticking. It's a money game. And a guy buys a car and he asks you, when will you get it home? When will it be here? He's not asking because he just doesn't have anything to do. He's asking because that car is going certain places once it gets to your lot. When you said PDR. So explain to the audience exactly what is PDR.
Well, PDR is paintless dent repair. So, you know, right now we have some trucks that are going to come down from Kansas City. And, you know, the first thing I'm going to do is get them first into the guys to do the work that needs to be done. Pull some dents out. So then that way it can go on to detail. Once it gets detailed, it looks pretty, it's shiny, it's on the website now, and it's ready for sale.
So when you're calling and saying, hey, Ty, where's my car? It's not so much you're upset with me or you've got any kind of issue with me. It's you've got a plan and a time schedule and you've got guys waiting on it. Yeah. So that's what I try to tell these guys. If I tell you the cars will be there at 3, my goal is to get them there by 1. Right?
Yeah, right.
It doesn't always work that way, but I understand you've got things that you have to get done with that car because ultimately at the end of the day, you want it on the lot so somebody can buy it.
That's absolutely right. You know, the interest clock is ticking, you know, unless you're just so wealthy that you don't have to borrow money to buy the cars. But if you're wealthy enough to do that, surely to God, you'd be on a beach having Mai Tais or doing some used car business. You know what I mean?
Maybe open up a trucking company.
Oh, doesn't that sound stellar? Yes.
Oh my gosh. Is it now? And that, by the way, once you've made that, you've shaken hands, you get the deal. Losing communication, not being on time is a great way to make that whole deal. Just, I mean, right? You're not.
Oh,
where are you, driver?
Right.
Nothing.
In today's world, we are so connected that, you know, and people are now going to text as like the phone call.
I was going to say text. Yes.
You know, just a quick text, be there at 2, you know, whatever, you know, and that's huge, you know.
I was just reading an article about how dealerships. The question was, why don't more dealerships, service departments use text to their advantage when updating a customer? Because by text, more people are more likely to respond quickly and actually respond. If you send an
Right.
email or leave a voicemail, it's whatever. But text,
Right.
that's the way to go.
You know, and I don't mind text, but again, I'm the guy that's got a touchy feely. You know, how you doing? Look at your body language. But text is a very easy way to communicate without causing concern for that other person, because they can respond on their timeline and everything else. But it's amazing to me how people do communicate today. I never talked to a lady ever. We texted a million times on Saturday, and she shows up Monday and buys a car, you know?
Wow.
And I'm like, I never met her, you know?
Now, are we talking, because you know what popped in my head? Millennial, right? Like, right?
But you know what? I think she was actually like mid 40s.
Okay. So she's like, where were you? I've already swiped right 3 times. I got a car.
Yeah. But, you know, I think, you know, any carrier out there, you know, it's just communication is just the key. I mean, and that's the key to anything in your marriage, in your business, you know, communication is key.
Yeah. Well, what I try to tell guys is get ahead of the dealer. And that's really the name of the game on my end is, if I know Ken's probably wondering where that car's at or truck's at, I should go ahead and let Ken know it's not there yet.
Exactly. Text, get it. I like that. Get ahead of the dealer. Just like I say to the driver when I was a dispatcher. All right, I still talk like a dispatcher, right? I have nightmares, okay? And I say to the driver, listen, man, we just got bad news. We need to tell the broker, okay? We need to either call the customer, tell the broker, or, you know, just lie like crazy. But one is, we got to do something. We have to formulate a plan. We can't just, well, you know, maybe.
Pretend you didn't see the text of 29 phone calls.
We're just going to do the maybe, you know.
Yeah, you know.
Don't do that. Don't do the maybe.
You know, I just thought of something else for some of your drivers to consider. You know, it's getting hot, even though here in Northeast Oklahoma, it's very pleasant tonight. I don't know what's going on with the weather. But last week when I was at Mannheim and I was walking out of the building, it was stinking hot. I was tired. And if there was a guy standing at the door with a cooler full of water, just handing out bottles of water with the name on it, I guarantee you he would pay for that case of water in about 22 seconds. You know, just, you know, anything to engage.
That'll be number 3, because I was going to say to Ty, because he talks about bringing donuts. And that is a really great idea, to have something as a way to engage, because that's the hard part, isn't it? How do you find that right moment to say something? Well,
yeah, and that, again, probably when the lanes are running and everything's going on, that's probably not the best time. So you want to be more of a stealth type presence. But when that's over and you got to get out there, man, put the pursuit hat on and shake the trees, make it happen.
Yeah, that's right.
Right.
And that's really awesome, Ken. It really is. Makes me feel real good.
I know. I'm thinking a lot, and I'll tell you what. That's the kind of, you know, it's cool that you were saying things that Ty has been saying, and so it's neat. I'm sure there's somebody watching right now going, "Wow, Ty said it before, and then Ken just said it just now." It's great, man. Really appreciate it.
Real people. And I got to meet Adam and Sean, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, and that's another thing. It's like, I mean, you know, Jeff Bass is on the show. He's one of the guys I coached Ken down in Florida, and he and I stay in touch, and what he's doing down there is amazing. But if he were to come on here, he knows his customer. He knows what his customer's doing. He's at their shop. He's helping, you know, sweeping the garage out, helping the guys, whatever it is. And I tell guys, I think it's stupid, but Ken, what was I doing the other day?
You actually were sweeping. I couldn't figure that one out, but God bless you. You did it.
I was helping out and clean up the garage. And
Yeah.
it was good.
Hey,
Yeah.
there's tip number 4. If you can do something to help somebody out, do it.
Oh, absolutely. And you know what? It doesn't have, okay, so it doesn't have to be change somebody's tire, you know, but if you see somebody's gas caps off, say, hey, man, your gas cap's off, you know, just little things.
Yeah. It was cool.
Obvious.
Yeah.
We all walk around with blinders on 99% of the time. So that little nudge of like, hey, did you notice your fly's undone? No, but thank you for letting me know. Feels awkward, but who wouldn't want to know that?
Be happy to tell.
Yeah.
I not only notify people of their flies, but I do move cars. Here's my card.
Yeah. No doubt. Yeah, no doubt. No doubt.
I'm a good communicator.
So there we go.
It's actually pretty funny.
Yeah, it is pretty funny, man.
That could be somebody's logo. Yeah.
You know, I'm going to say this. Not only do I thank you for being here tonight, but and thanks for being flexible on the scheduling.
Yeah.
But
Oh yeah, no problem.
we definitely would love to have you back sometime.
Man, anytime you want me on, I'm on.
Really?
I mean, I still got my old freight veins. I mean, I got a little diesel coursing through my veins. I mean, I sympathize. I know what these guys are going through. It's not fun pulling over, eating at the world's largest steak and taking showers in the public showers. I get it, but they're hardworking guys, and I understand. I mean, freight's not, whether it be general commodity freight or hauling cars, it's all this. It's the same. You got a service to perform. And
I just thought of another thing.
somewhere else.
So on your lot, how many vehicles do you like to keep in your inventory? About.
I would love to have 60 at all times.
All right. Okay. So about how many do you usually sell a month, ballpark?
We're hitting about 21, 22 right now.
Right. So I'm telling guys, this is what I call residual income. Ken sold 20, 21, 25 cars last month. Ken's new goal this month is to sell 26.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yep.
So I tell these guys this, I say, look, this guy's not here just for fun and games. I mean, this is his life. This is how he makes money. This is how he puts food on the table. You help this guy, and then you've got a friend for life, a customer for life, and you're going to be doing business every month because that's what Ken does. Every month he sells cars.
Yeah. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, and I think any of your guys, and again, communication's key. Communication is an absolute must.
So
Yeah,
that's awesome. Well, thanks, Ken.
Yeah, that really is awesome. Your feedback was awesome, and having you on the show is really fun. I'm looking forward to having you back. Do this. Yeah. I know you're in touch with Ty all the time, but if there's some kind of a benchmark, milestone, new announcement, or something you want to talk about, man, you're welcome here anytime.